You're going to introduce everybody?
Oh, okay. I'm Leslie,
I'm Angela.
I'm Jason.
and we're here to talk about our weekend at the McInteer Villa.
McInteer or
McInteer. McInteer Villa.
McInteer Villa. Okay. I was
Yeah.
like, which way is it supposed to be?
I don't know.
If
They were Irish. What the heck?
Yeah, true.
Okay, so Jason's got a list of things we got, starting with the doll room.
so, in the doll room, we were in there for about an hour. Conversation seemed to involved an adult male spirit at first, and then later multiple people. We were using an app that will pick up ambient sound and generate words based on it, and we were using that to help guide our conversation. And it seemed to get pretty good results. Initially, when there were a lot of us in the room, the first word that came up was fewer. And when some of the people left, we started getting more results. There were quite a bit, and of course I won't go into all of it because it's a large list, but the back and forth between conversations, sometimes when we'd be asking a question, we'd get a response that clearly related to that, and then sometimes while we were trying to figure out what something else meant, we'd get another word. Like there was one that said subsidy. We're like, well, subsidy for what? And we're trying to figure out what that was about, and then it said plants. So we felt that that may have been in reference to someone that was there that maybe had connection to farming, because we know the government will sometimes subsidize farmers either to plant certain things or to not plant certain things. So that was rather interesting. And then also right at the end of that one, when we said that we were getting ready to wrap up, it actually said finished. So it like the people there were acknowledging that the conversation was finished. And so that was very interesting. And it was nice to get, verification that app actually works. Because, you get so many that, well, this could be a game. It could be, something usable.
What was the name of the app?
That one is... Wrong set. Ghost hunting tools. That's the one that we were using in there.
Yeah, it doesn't have all the noise.
Yeah, no, that was the one that does.
That's the one that
generate
does
the
have
noise.
the noise. But
That
you
was
can
why
turn the noise on. You can
recording-
turn the.
But you can turn the noise
Okay.
off on it, and she just wasn't aware of that. But later I was using the same one in other rooms, but I had it going through my earpiece.
Yeah.
Instead of the phone speaker. So we weren't getting that excess noise on the digital recorders.
On the EMF,
Right.
yeah.
But yeah, that one does, give you an audible representation of the sound it's picking up.
Mm-hmm. I know at one point we were doing that one in the doll room. We couldn't figure out whether or not we had more than one person there. Was that the room that I said something about there may be more than one spirit here?
And
And
immediately
Ghostbusters
after that, it said
right.
right.
Yeah. It did answer and it said right.
Mm-hmm. At which point it also said introduction, and we went around the room and introduced ourselves
Yeah, introduced
to
ourselves.
whoever was there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the things we got in that room that night made very little sense to us at first. We got things like, first we got a name.
We got several names in that.
Well,
room.
several names, but I think the first name was Jessica, wasn't it?
Yeah, that sounds right, but that would have
Yeah.
been in the east sitting room.
I don't know.
I don't
Yeah,
think
Jessica was in the other room. The
Did we get a
the
name?
name we got in that room was Andrew.
Yeah, and we thought maybe he was
we were talking
about
Andy.
yeah.
Right, we thought, it may have been talking about Andy,
Yeah.
the person who does some of the repair work there.
Yeah.
it was in the library where we got the name Walter.
Yeah.
That may have been connected to somebody from Canada or who had been to Canada, because we got the word Canada
Canada in that room
in
as
there.
well.
So,
It might have been Canadian.
right. And then the East Sitting Room, that's where we got,
All the names.
a number of names in there.
Yeah.
That's where Jessica was. The thing that stood out to me on that one, with that app giving us words and whatnot, was that when Ken played the Victrola
Yes.
with the old recording,
It said dislike.
yeah, in the middle of the music playing, the app said dislike.
Did not like the old music playing on the
Yeah.
It wasn't that old compared to how long some of the spirits
Yeah.
have been in there, but still.
But still, apparently,
It didn't like the
didn't
music.
like that
yeah.
music, and
Didn't
maybe
like
it's
that
just
music.
because people play it too much.
That could be.
Well, either that or some of the spirits aren't as old as the house.
Oh,
True.
yeah.
That's always very possible.
When
too.
you've got a place with a long history, you could have some that are much younger than the house.
Yeah, somebody that just liked the house and went back there.
Yeah. The other thing that we did get a lot of words like bloody, torture.
Yeah, in the sitting room is where we
Abused.
got hanged, torturer, trapped,
Yep.
And drowned,
Yeah, and we got
all in that area.
drowned
Yeah.
3 different times that night.
Yeah, in multiple rooms.
In several
In
rooms.
several
Yeah.
rooms.
We also, down in the dining room, got that's where we got burned.
Mm-hmm.
And that was almost at the same time as the people in the basement
Yeah.
got a similar result, talking about burned.
That's when she said, that's when Angie came up from the basement and went outside.
Mm-hmm.
And she said she felt like she was on fire. She was so hot. And when I touched her, she really was hot to the touch. And then she cooled off and everything was fine.
Yeah, she was extremely warm.
She was very warm. So whatever was going on down there, it really physically affected her.
And then immediately upon coming up from the basement, the effects started to break. That
Subside.
was something that she noted.
Yeah.
And also when she came out and was telling me she felt like she was on fire, the ghost box said fire
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the dining room.
in the dining room. So I thought that was pretty odd.
And that and the wow iPad thing that it was
Yeah.
running on at that time was well more than 50 feet from where she was.
Oh yeah, plus she was outside.
Yeah.
So
So it's not like it was picking up her
no,
talking
it wasn't
and
picking up her.
spitting the words out. So that was
So that was really interesting. The other thing that we got was when we were upstairs, we were trying to figure out who we were talking to, and we figured it was a girl, and she said she was 11.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
We got
That
that
was
much.
in the sitting room.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the first name that we got was Jessica.
Yeah, that's right.
And it said 11. And that's also where it actually asked, "What is your name?"
Yes.
Oh, it asked
It
you?
asked us.
Yes.
What's your
What's
name?
your name?
That phrase came up on the app.
Yeah, so we
Huh.
told her our
that was
names.
going, and so we
Yeah.
introduced ourselves there. And
when
then
we
it
were-
also said, "I see you."
Yeah.
And then when we started to feel like we might be talking to more than one person, that's when we got other names popped up, and it said Alex, Jeremy, Madison, and Royal all came up.
Yeah.
So it was possible that there were other people, other spirits there.
True.
That
And
were-
Royal sounds like a dog.
Well, I've
dog name.
also known a person named
Named
Royal.
Royal.
I'm
yeah.
just saying,
So-
could have been their dog.
So yeah, but then around at 10:39, we got "I hear you"
Yeah.
as a phrase on it, and then when we were wrapping up at 10:44, it said, "I'm leaving." Just
Yeah.
you know.
And then when
Just like in the doll room where it said
Just-
finished.
yeah.
finished.
Yeah, this one says, I'm leaving.
And I'm not sure but I think we might have been followed around by the same spirit throughout the whole upstairs.
Yeah, it's entirely possible.
I mean, it was like one big long conversation.
Now, when that spirit's, we got a video where you can hear you, Leslie, saying, the spirit box says, "I can see you."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said, we can see you too. We got cameras.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when it all took place.
Yeah. I got a video clip of that.
Yeah, so
Oh, wait. No, it's an audio
it's
clip.
an audio.
Yeah, that would be an
clip.
audio clip.
That would
Yeah.
be
We
my
had-
EVP.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that was during that EVP, and we had 2 different apps going, and so I was writing down what we got at each time.
Now,
with the timestamps.
which room was this in?
But that
It
was
was
the
the
sitting
second
room.
floor, so
Second
there was the
floor,
sitting-
East End.
Sitting room, library, and the doll room are where we did our investigation. Okay. And while we were up there, everybody else was wandering around down in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Originally, we started in the doll room, and it was just the 4 of us, you
It was
To
the 3 of
me and
us
Pam.
and Pam.
and
Right.
Pam. And then as we're sitting there getting started,
Robert comes in.
Robert and Ken came in
Mm-hmm.
and sat down.
And that's when the app said
No.
fewer.
It's when Angie
and Chris
Oh,
came
yeah.
Chris
upstairs.
came in.
Mm-hmm.
So then
So
we had
they-
8 people in the room.
Then we had 8 people in the room, and it said fewer. So we said, "Are there too many people here?" And I don't think it answered us. But
No, it didn't answer,
for
but
the
after
peop-
4 people left, it said introduction.
So those 4 left, and that's when they went downstairs to the basement.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we continued on from that point in the doll room, and then moved from there to the library and the sitting room.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like one big long conversation. So I really believe that whoever started our conversation with us stayed with us throughout most of the night.
Yeah, but I still think it was more than one.
Oh, I'm
because-
No,
sure
I'm
there
sure
was
it was
more
more
than-
than one person. I just think that at least one
stayed with
stayed
us
with us the
the whole
whole time.
time we were up there.
Yeah.
So it was interesting, but it wasn't until the next was it the next day or was it later in the evening
What?
before I went and laid down that we found out that while we were talking to the people upstairs, all the information we got
While we were in
while
the
we were in the
doll room
doll
or the kids'
room.
room was
And
being
this-
paralleled
with what was going on
in the
basement.
basement, 2
yeah.
floors away.
What Angie was seeing in the basement, 2
Yeah.
floors away.
So Andrew was experiencing visual effects in the basement. We were getting audio, and it all fit together like a picture puzzle.
It's like somebody from downstairs was talking to you upstairs.
Almost.
Mm-hmm.
Almost.
Or like people that were upstairs were telling us about things that had gone on downstairs.
downstairs.
Yeah.
And she was seeing all those things that had gone on.
Okay.
Okay, so then we started putting the whole story together.
Okay. That it?
As far as I know, yeah.
You know, their impressions on the house itself. It's absolutely beautiful. Overall energy in the house seemed very calm. As far as it wasn't aggressive toward any of us or trying to get any of us to leave. It seemed very comfortable with having people there.
Yeah, but the way we investigate is totally different from how other people do
Well,
it.
yeah. I
We
mean,
don't have
just the
trigger items and we
right.
don't
Well,
say
that fact,
things.
just the fact that the investigation started off with Ken going floor by floor saying, "This is who we are. This is why we're here. We're here to be respectful." And then at the end, going back floor by floor and thanking them,
Yeah.
for having us and everything. I'm sure if other people have had, I guess what you would tally spookier or more negative experiences
Yeah.
in the place, it could simply be their approach.
Yeah.
It could
You
could be.
Yeah.
I mean, they had one group that actually left. They packed up everything and left because the house scared them. I didn't find anything in the house that scared me.
No.
No.
Oh my gosh. There wasn't anything
Matter
there
of
to
fact,
be scared of.
most
The
most
mannequins
areas of the
got me
house
more
I
than
felt
anything else. Go
welcome.
to walk around.
Mannequins. Kept walking in
especially when the storm was going and you're getting flashes of lightning and you're coming around a corner and you get a flash of lightning and it gives you a weird shadow off of one of those mannequins, especially the old lady one in the parlor.
The witch.
Yeah, the witch. That one, it's a very realistic figure and it's
Yes,
great.
it is.
And you're coming around the corner and you get a flash of light and there she is. It's like, oh, yeah, it's the mannequin
That's
again.
Goldie.
You know.
Okay.
And,
So we all done?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.